Welcome back, everybody. It's Chris here with Blue Z Water, our founding practitioner, Andrew. And this is our special guest, my little puppy, Chico. So we wanted to bring him on board and kind of go over his story and how he was working with us in Blue Z Water, specifically with the emotion code. Chico had a seizure and comes from a very rough background, and he's a rescue dog that we fostered for quite a while and then ended up adopting because we loved him so much and wanted to help him. And we took him to Andrew, and we did a little emotion code session with me, my fiance Sade, and Chico here, and basically used Sade as a surrogate through Chico to help do this emotion code and relieve some of his past trauma to help him stop having a seizure, and also to just open up and come really far out of his shell to where he's like a normal dog with the rest of them, and not as much shy, and just more outgoing and less defensive, really. Why don't you give them an example of some of the work we did with him and the emotion code you did and how you saw a difference, Andrew, because you haven't really been around him like me. I've seen a great difference, and he's really come so far. But just in the brief time that he was with you doing the work, I mean, didn't you see a difference as well?
Right. I mean, I remember the session, and if you download the ebook, by the way, I'm going to show you a quick link on this. We'll post a link below, but down here is the free ebook on the emotion code, and Dr. Nelson does discuss working with animals. But it's great to do a session, and there's the a little write up on my practitioner site on the emotion code, and then there's right here is the free ebook link.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we'll post that. Let's post that link down in the description for everybody.
But anyhow, the reason I mentioned that is it's good to read the book, and there's a whole chapter on working with animals. So I remember that session, and basically, once again, these intense frozen memories, animals, people, can wreak havoc on the body, and what we tapped into, particularly with Chico, I remember, was somewhere around, I think, age 4. There was some friend that there was a loss with another dog friend.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember that, and I could feel the grieving, the sorrow that Chico felt, and we did a cleaning on that, and that was the hub right there, that incident at that age 4. And this is how it works with people, animals. There are these events and traumas, not only in our own life, but in our ancestors' lives, that cause an amazing sorrow and freeze. And we carry these sorrows, we carry the burden, and we want to free that burden. I had a client who, by the way, had incredible loss in his life, and speaking of seizures, I remember we hit upon a profound release of that event, and he ended up in the emergency room with unknown, they couldn't figure out what was wrong, and then he was fine the next day.
Weird.
And, I could never quite, he's a very traditional person, so I couldn't quite explain to him this was a healing crisis. In other words, his nervous system had a profound release of that trauma. And that can happen with this work. When you really tap into a mother-load trauma, your nervous system can actually go through what's called a healing crisis. Now, in Chico's case, this was actually the nervous system was trying to resolve trauma, but couldn't set it free. So by doing the work, we set the pathway for this, the love and the compassion and the forgiveness process to set free the memory that was triggering the nervous system.
Yeah, and it was crazy because once we got home, he was just like running around. He was so happy, and he was like not shy. He had a whole new personality. Like he really did have some traumatic resolution, and ever since he's gotten better and better. And we continued to work with him and help him out. And I mean, it's pretty incredible, though, how much that one thing of the emotion code did on him just in one day.
Well, it shows the power of God's forgiveness and love. Our work is to present to God the memory. The problem with a lot of traumas that just keep going and going for generations is no one's bothered to literally petition Creator, Divinity, however you want to look at God, and access the memory and say, hey, God, here's this memory. It's been stuck forever, through my ancestors or in my own personal life. I am now in communion and meditation. I am asking for your help here. And that's all this work is. It's always a petition, a prayer process. And your job is to kind of locate or track down what is affecting you, but you can't really track it down. But there it is, killing you and hurting you. So this work helps you tune in to the age, the time, whose emotion it is. In this case, Chico was mourning over a fellow dog friend. Yeah. And that's beautiful soul, beautiful, compassionate dog.
Yeah. And
so we're all being, we all want to achieve that place of the compassion where we can help whoever, whatever. And it's very trippy that some of these compassionate moments are literally memories of somebody who lived, who couldn't resolve their life, and now we're trying to help them get free. And that does beg the question, what is time, in terms of when you go into a soul point of view of time? And there's a lot of people who just say that time really overlaps. In other words, if you're experiencing a past life or an ancestor's memory, is it really in the now? And I would say anything that never gets back to source or God, and doesn't get resolved, doesn't get that sense of compassion or forgiveness, keeps perpetuating time. Time is caused by suffering, basically.
Yeah. But if you work with the emotion code, I think a lot of us can resolve it. And I recommend, guys, if you have animals and you're doing the work already, try it on them. You'll see some results. Keep doing it on yourself, first off, to see the results. And check out some of our other videos if you're unfamiliar with it, so that you can get involved and do this yourself.
Right. It's animals are very pure, and they'll respond if you can tune into them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that was my experience with it, and Chico's experience here with it. And, he's become a better guy from it. So stay tuned, guys. We'll do some more videos. We just wanted to share this quick testimonial with the emotion code and Chico here. And we'll talk to you next time with some new stuff. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.